Oh, it's preparing.
What about your London peeps? Did you get any of them to say yes?
No, because I had the day, again.
You had what?
I had a day.
Oh. Oh, no, it was yesterday that you said I thought that was that today that you said you're going to contact London?
Um, Most
Oh, good
likely
morning. I'm so sorry. We're
today.
here. We should say hello.
Wait
They
a
come
second.
on and we're just in the middle of conversation.
Is it still live? It is still
It's
live.
live, yes.
Way to
I
go.
just
Okay, we
noticed.
don't. Oh, Suzanne is here again.
Yay! Our frequent
Yay!
flyer.
Woohoo!
Oh my goodness, what did you do? What did you do? Yeah, your whole head is like beet
We're
red.
so excited you came back.
Suzanne, hi. I'm so sorry.
Hi.
She said who was coming. I thought Lana just came to mind, and it's Suzanne.
I said,
Yeah.
Suzanne's back. You
I
just heard me say she's back.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
asked a couple of people and I haven't heard back from them yet, so I won't give up on sending them good vibes and energy to choose in.
Who's
Do the right thing.
who's
Choose
them?
in.
I didn't hear who them is.
Um, I asked the lady, the author
Yay!
that wrote that book and has that charity. So I invited her, and she went through those trainings that I went through that I was telling you about at retreat, Julie. And then this other gal, she's younger, and she's a psychic herself. And so I thought, how fun would that be? Because you were talking about past lives and knowing this and this, and I was like, I was with her one time, and she was like,
And
but
then
hang on a minute. That guy used to be my dad. So, so you know how you were saying that you were on the train and said, I gotta tell you this. So
yeah,
she's done the same kind
yeah.
of thing. So I was like,
Okay.
this might be fun for her. So yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
High vibe and high frequency people. So
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I was telling my sister about you today,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, I was just telling her like all the great vibes and that all the stuff that you did, and she's like, "Oh, I just can't get there at 12 o'clock." Like like I watch little baby in the morning. Maybe I said, if you can't sleep, it's another thing. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
I
Well,
my
what a
son
thing to
had just
do.
stopped by and
I can say that I've
what?
been struggling with the sleep thing for a while, and I like that we're leaning into what can I do at this time if I'm not sleeping. And this is like the best use of my time if I'm not sleeping. I'm sorry if I cut
Well,
you
I
off.
think that's great. You're 11 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Julie, or are you back in California right now?
No,
You're
I'm
in
still on
California?
location. In fact, how I'm still on
So it's
location.
11 for you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm
My
10.
left. Yeah.
And
Oh,
So how
nice.
but
far
my
away
son
are
just
you
left
from
and I was
me?
like, huh?
Miss Suzanne, how far away are you from me? Could you road trip it and come hang out for a weekend?
Um, Probably not for a weekend. I don't know.
Oh,
Let me look and see. I am.
yeah.
You're
Here,
in
I'll
Indiana?
no, 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 in Oklahoma. And so I'm putting my city
Oh,
in the chat.
Oklahoma. Oh, I've got another friend in Oklahoma
Yeah. Come.
that I met at training.
Yeah, so right through the tornado season with us.
I'm actually, and I'm looking to get a new vehicle, so that would be a good way to break it in.
Oh
Oh,
my
you know
God.
what? I have someone that has a car lot here and has some nice vehicles, and
Oh,
he's really
really?
good at giving some super fair pricing and financing. So he
Nice.
financed them himself.
That's
So yeah, his business model is
okay. It
really cool.
says to drive, it's about 1,200 miles.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's
It's
like
still doable.
yeah.
I've driven from here to Orlando before to assist somebody, and I've driven from here to Pennsylvania to pick up once upon a time a spouse who was, yeah, needed needed to go away.
Let me look then. Salt Lake. I have to figure out where this pretty place is in Salt Lake that I see on the gram. What city
Oh
are you
yeah,
in?
with the river.
What city are you in, or do I just put Salt Lake City?
You can put Salt Lake. I'm in Murray, but it's just right outside. It's probably
I'm
15
just gonna
minutes
see how,
from Salt Lake.
you tell me how many miles, but oh, I see. That's 16 hours. Okay, that's how many miles it was to get here from California, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Same distance.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
I was
not
trying to
that
start
much farther. I
getting
know
in.
going from here to my dad's in Hollister,
Oh,
and then going from here, I can't see it.
I'm trying. Wait.
put it in front
And
of you.
then,
There you
oh,
go.
there you go.
Ah,
Oh, I love that.
So
love it.
That's
That's your book.
amazing. Did you make that?
no, this came from retreat, right? So
Oh, that's the one you got at retreat?
yeah,
Oh,
and then
that's great.
she does a beautiful inscription. This, she'll put a little note in there and you just won't know what the note is, but she intuitively just
Oh,
has a note in there when you show up at retreat. And she doesn't have to, Debbie Ann, the first time you go, if she does this for you, you will just like you won't be floored
be
because you're
blown
used to
away.
it. But
Wow.
boom, she nails it on whatever, chapter whatever season of life you're in. You're like, how did you
Wow,
know that? Yeah.
that's so cool.
This is the first time when you just said Oklahoma and you said like for the tornadoes or whatever. So in 2000 and now maybe 1998 or something like that, I took this guy's course and he was saying how you can buy houses on eBay and like flip them, right? And
Mhm.
Wow.
I bought a house in Oklahoma for like it was like really cheap, and I bought it with this friend of mine, and I changed the listing and relisted it. And first, I tried to get anybody like a handyman, like to try to live in it or whatever.
Yeah.
The It was so creative, our text on the email on the eBay. It was like, if you have a weekend and a sledgehammer and a Home Depot credit card, this house is for you.
And a Home Depot credit card. I love
And I'm like,
it.
I don't care. Like, let's just get our money back for it. Like, we listed it at the right time. Like, we gave it enough days, whatever, whatever. I think we made like $8,000 on flipping a listing. All I did was get the tax lien paid off, like, and it was like $40 and
Yeah.
get the new one issued to me. So I was like, I have two houses, one out east,
In Oklahoma.
Wow.
Well, I can tell
Oklahoma.
you the one thing that you would just make bonkers is because OU is such, revered, right, sport team. If you had a rental here, I mean, just the OU season alone is going to double your mortgage. Like it pay your mortgage in 3, 4 times. So there's, I mean, it's a very nice community. They're very sweet people. It definitely has that Southern pride and that Southern hospitality and the grit, that it takes. But I think could you almost say that about nearly any college town as long as you have a
Yeah.
rental there?
Do
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
you could, huh?
how Airbnb started?
Uh-uh.
Very interesting. The guys were at one of the events that we were at, and they were two young guys, and there was some soccer game, some sporting event or whatever right in their town. And no, it wasn't in their town. It was like their friend's town, and they couldn't get any place to stay. So somebody said, "Well, hey, we could let you blow up a mattress and sleep on our living room floor." And they said, "Wow." And it was like really cool because the guys were telling them like where to go to get stuff to eat and where to stay and where to
Yeah.
fly into, like that had that community feel to it. And then they were like, wow, let's do this for the next sporting event. So that's where the Airbnb came from. They were air beds in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, that's adorable. I did have an Airbnb in Redondo Beach when I first moved to California, and I lived there and I rented out the second bedroom,
Yeah.
and it was the best experience. Like even if I owned the house, I would still want to Airbnb. Now, California, unfortunately, has really locked down the laws on that, so you can
New
hardly get
York
away with
too.
it. But I can tell you,
Mm.
every single person that stayed, they packed their itinerary, so I only saw them if I woke up early enough. I'm not an early riser, right? Because I'm my creative time is now.
It's because you're up working.
Yeah, because I'm a night bird. And so I would barely see them in the morning unless I had to get up for an appointment. And then they would show up, at night at the end of the day, somewhere between 8 and 11 o'clock. And if I had dinner that, I cooked, then I'm like, oh, I'll make you a plate, right? And I would just, if I had Airbnbers, then I would just throw something in a crock pot and just have it in case they, needed a late night snack. But every single Airbnb guest I had was just a dream. And they were just so wonderful. I had some guy come all the way from Switzerland and he shipped his car over. So you've never even seen this kind of car. It was like a really weird, um,
Mhm.
it okay, it would be a moving truck in Switzerland, but here it's like a mini moving truck. And it had the plates from Switzerland. Like it was very interesting. I'm
So
like,
like a box truck?
yeah, except like imagine that in a mini, right? It was
Huh.
a yeah, you
That's
haven't
crazy.
seen
Yeah.
this vehicle in the States. So I'm not sure he just had Switzerland plates on it, and I'm surprised if he didn't get pulled over and told you have to have, this country's plates. And then Chalk Hospital is a big deal in Orange County. So we did have people that came in either for cancer treatments for themselves, or they were visiting someone at a hospital. So I would recommend everybody have the Airbnb available, especially in those situations, right? And then when the
Yeah.
Palisades fire was happening, I have a place in Huntington Beach that I wanted to offer. But because it's so locked down, what you can and cannot do on a lease, even when you own the home, then I couldn't be of service, and it was really hurting my heart because I knew just people needed a place, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes we go too far with the things we're trying to protect, and it's like there was nothing to protect.
I know it's all about money.
Yeah.
It's like, I
Yeah.
mean, that was like a definite nice way for people to make a little extra money. But then
Yeah.
like people take it to the umpteenth degree. You know what I mean? Like if you live there, or maybe if maybe you don't let people do it like in 20 places, but it's nice if you have a little way of making extra money.
Yeah. Well, and the community that was formed, if I went back and looked at my reviews, I would remember, and I recently did,
Every single one, right?
that I remember every one of them. And I had a connection with every one of them. And we wouldn't have run into each other in any kind of professional capacity, right? Um, and they were just beautiful people. So
The the vet down the block. So I live like 2 blocks from the train station, and
mhm,
it's a main road where the train station is. It's up above, it's a subway, but it starts up above.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So it literally goes past the house windows that he does in Airbnb. And it's like a 2 bedroom, and he's got like 2 sets of bunk beds in one room, and like and
Yep.
the cabinets are painted over 100 times.
Yeah.
And people come and they're like, "Oh, we love this New York experience with the train going by." And he's
I know.
like, "I
Oh,
never lie about it, you know?"
Yeah.
Uh, I was like, wow. And I think he does it for like a reasonable price. But then
Yeah.
when you take that out, and he said, like, it's inevitable that 25 days out of the month are rented out.
Yeah.
So, and then he
Right.
goes, and then we like, spruce it up. And he goes, "It's so much fun. Like when I'm out, I'll find something, I redecorate." And like the decorations weren't that great, but like literally steps to the subway.
Mhm.
And you can take the air train to our subway, so it was like he would give everybody, the grand New York tour.
Mine was called 22 Steps to the Sands because I was like, it was just like around their dolphin. I don't know if it's called Dolphin Beach because there's a dolphin statue right there, Redondo.
Oh,
So the marketing worked.
yeah. I guess it's I like Airbnbs. I've been in a few.
Mm.
They're always cozy. It was always when I couldn't get in a hotel room, you know. Some people do them for like vacations with their whole family. They take like
Yep.
3 sides of the family, and
Mhm.
I was looking
I
in Iceland, but
let's see, I did on the very last, like at the end of the rental, I was going to Vegas for a few days. So then I just offered the whole spot. And I don't know, it was a family or two families that came in and stayed, and I didn't lock anything down. Like they could have emptied the whole house. But I don't attract that, right? So
yeah,
I had a
and
projector out and just said, here's the laptop, like you can watch whatever you want off the laptop, runs the projector. That's what we used for a TV at the point. It was my speaker projector, right? And it was on its last leg. So I'm like, I don't care, use it. and I didn't lock anything down. I had no concern whatsoever that equipment was going to come out missing. It just wasn't. No
Is it
rooms were locked, nothing.
insurance too?
Huh?
Don't they give you insurance too?
Uh,
Airbnb, when you go through Airbnb, like they cover you?
yes.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I
The
just don't know
parking.
what degree that covers, right? Does it cover personal property, and is it up to, is there a minimum before you can file? Like, I don't
I
know
don't
what
know.
the small print is, but yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about either, but I know.
Yeah, and Airbnb covers that. So that's, if you were going to rent out a room, right, it should at least be on the platform that has the insurance rather than doing it over Craigslist. That's what's scary, is saying you can't Airbnb this property or you can't sublet. But why, right? If these are vetted people, because I can choose who I say yes and no to, and if I choose to only use Airbnbers that have been on the platform for 5 years, then that's what I choose, right?
Right.
So there are ways to limit the potential liability or the fear factor. I just never had the fear factor.
Yeah, I do that, with the parking, right? Like, so I have parking
Yeah.
spots, which is a very, very uh, nice commodity in this area. And it's called neighbor.com. I think it's everywhere. And you
Mhm.
can literally, if you have a place that people could store things, store cars, store this, store
Oh,
that,
I do.
use your basement, um, use your driveway, and whatever you want to put out. And it's like a monthly fee. And if the people don't pay, they pay you. And if the people want insurance, like because they're afraid of a tornado or something, they can buy insurance. And
Yeah.
it's been working out. I've been doing it for like the last, I think, 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
thousand
I
dollars a
should do
year.
that. I have a like couple car garage in HB. Like they
Oh
only said I
my
can't
God.
Airbnb. They didn't say I couldn't.
No, and you can
Deborah,
do.
do not watch this podcast.
Yeah, but you have to claim it on your taxes,
Yeah,
but if I need snow removal, I can pay for the snow removal with the,
right.
like,
Yeah.
and I could not get the taxes on that. And
Yeah,
if
it
I
helps
need to
out a little bit,
repave the
right?
driveway or put up a fence.
Right. Oh,
You
and
should
then I
definitely
just
look at
sent you something, I don't know, a weird Instagram post right before I came on. And it just was someone interviewing, hey, what do you do and how much do you make? And the first person was like, retail, I make $17 an hour. And then it was a MTA, Orange County, California bus. And I want to say he's in the, I don't remember what his price was. And then a firefighter and blah, blah, blah. Right. So it had all these professions. And then it said, this girl was in her car, says, oh, I'm a YouTube gamer. How much do you make? Around 350. I've only been doing it a year though. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so I saw the people that make the most money online,
yeah.
and Mr. Beast is the, I think,
Oh,
number.
yeah.
Yeah. And there were crazy people, like there was like one a cartoon from like the Netherlands or something like that, or from maybe Japan, and they were like
Japan has a huge
doing
cartoon
great.
that's going bananas. What's it
You can
called?
look that up.
I know, but what's the one that just hit like, huh? Mesa?
Yeah, 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 that's probably it. That's
Yeah.
Japan.
Neza and Neza 2.
Yeah, what is that, Japan?
Is it Japan? Do you remember? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Japan. Yeah, they were like number 2 or 3. And
Yeah.
then there were like some people that we never even friggin' heard of from like different countries, but it was the top 50. I got bored a little bit in the middle, so I just fast forwarded it. But there's some people making some bank.
Yeah. Well, and seeing that Dubai is building around the industry, right? They're throwing money at the film industry, and being a producer on a film, I would totally be open to that. I'll go to Dubai and see if there's, some gig work, right? And help along the way. It looks like a beautiful place. I've been to Mumbai. I absolutely adored traveling to India. Um, and here's the funny part. So as a Westerner, I didn't understand arranged marriages, right? And they seemed kind of wild. But then I found out, I always called it interviewing, because one of the guys that we were traveling with, we were staying with him and his family. And he was there for the arrangement, right? but he hadn't picked a girl. It was just his family sets him up on all these dates and he meets all these women, but he was in his 30s. They're kind of putting, I hope I'm not saying any of this wrong. So they were putting their foot down, like, no, it's time for you to get married. And so he did. My vacation was about 3 weeks, maybe extended to 4. And then I couldn't stay because I had deadline to get back to. And he actually found the girl, right? The arrangement, and then got married on the same trip, right? Within a week of my leaving. And it was just beautiful. But what the way he explained it is Westerners, we think we fall in love and then we get married, right? I don't mean to say think, but we fall in love and then we get married, right? They get married and then they learn to fall in love. And now that kind of
And they're
clicks.
vetted, that like they
Yes.
respect that elders are going to set them up with the right
Yeah,
person.
but they're also aligned in how were we raised? What do we
Yeah.
have in common? And it isn't just the caste system, it's really like their birth chart. That's a big deal. Um, and what's their life experience up to this point? Because that in and of itself gives you a bond, right? Instead of coming from two different worlds and trying to understand the other world. So yeah, it made a lot of sense the way that he described it.
Yeah, the lady that does my nails, she is an arranged marriage, and her husband works at the nail salon too. And he used to do my nails until he had like some weird allergy,
Oh,
and he's been out for a while. They can't figure out what it is, and they're like coming up with a serum for him so that he'll be able to fight it. But
yeah.
so he's been out for a while, and she was telling me all about it, like how their families have been friends for the longest time,
Yeah.
and he's a little bit younger than her, and that really wasn't the person that they were trying to fix her up with, but she was getting older and they wanted to fix her up with the older brother, and they had no attraction whatsoever, but the younger brother had an attraction, and they wound up together. So that's sweet.
That's
It's
very
sweet.
sweet.
They're adorable, both of them.
Well, it's worked for thousands of years, so it's not me to have an opinion about it, right?
Yeah, yeah, true. Wonder if I would have uh, approved of my mother's pick.
How many dates did your mom set you up on?
um there's one time, so I I'm a I used to gamble all the time and like not have a problem with it. For a little while I had a problem with it. So now I go to like GA and everything just to keep myself in check. But so my mother meets this guy, and he comes to the house and he is doing an inspection of some sort for like the town.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Debbie, you would be so great with this guy because he plays poker, you play poker, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just like, Ma, why do you think you could just set me up with anybody that like walks in the door, or you meet or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Lines up this guy that she's trying to fix me up with, is like, a town inspector, and he found like a lot of things wrong with my mom's house. It cost her like $10,000 to get these fines like taken, right?
Yeah.
So I never met him, right? Like,
Yeah.
that never got that far. I'm at a poker game and I'm sitting next to this guy. The name, I can't remember the name. I'm like, huh, that's crazy. So I'm with my friend from the neighborhood, one of the boys, like, and I say to him, I think that's the guy that hit my mom up with all those. And he's like, you think so? I'm like, yeah, I totally think so, like that, right? So he's like, all right, I'll take care of this. Like, he threw the guy up against the wall in the bathroom. It was the guy. He's like,
Yeah.
Wow.
okay, okay. And then like they're like, why are you starting trouble? This and that. Like, these games are like not like official games, like
Right.
it's like, I'm sure he never came back for another game after that. And
Well,
yeah, and so afterwards they were like, yeah, the guy's like, what's going on? And they're like, he could do whatever he wants to do, like, my friend. So
yeah.
like he went all in on like the next hand and he was out of there. You know what I mean? He's just like, I'm done. I'm done.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you been married, Debian?
No, I've
No.
never been married. I was engaged twice.
Mhm.
And actually, I was engaged to two different men, and one man I was engaged to twice. And
Oh,
um,
engaged 3 times then.
yeah, sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
but it was the same guy. The Craig is the better choice. He was the night manager. He's a graphic artist. He's a musician, um, and that was really like my match.
Yeah.
His ex-wife was very meddling and very unhappy,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh,
he like always would try to make her happy. And I'm like, it's cool if we're revolving our life around happy people,
Yes.
but like
Right.
if we're revolving our life around the miserable person, then we're all going to be miserable.
Oh,
And
yeah. Yeah.
you were speaking about kids making money or people making money on his son had a he was 16 at the time. I started dating him when he was 10. And dating Craig when his son was 10. And he would like ask us for like money to like buy this app or get this service or that or whatever. And he was a computer geek. And he loved to deal with like older people. Like he would teach my mom stuff. And like one time the penny savers computers went down and he's like, Dad, I could fix it if Debbie trusts me. And it was a holiday weekend. The kid fixes a computer. P.S. Make a long story short, he's in high school and he's like 16 years old. And he said, Dad, I'm not sure, but I think I need an accountant. And Craig is like, what do you need an accountant for? And he's like, because I made $65,000 this year. He's like, what?
wow.
Wow.
He was on a gaming platform, and I don't know the name of it. It's not like one of the ones that like everybody talks about. It's not like, anything popular. And he started a service where it was like almost like an eBay for like your armor, your avatar, like you
Yeah.
can
Right.
buy
They
weapons.
charge for everything. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
he was wholesaling them like to people and charging like a vig to sell them. And
Mm,
he still does it to this day. The kid drives around in a Tesla, and
nice.
yeah, it's really cool. And I believe he met his partner online, uh,
Yeah.
doing the same thing, like in the same world.
Yeah.
And she lives over there, and he lives over here, and they go back and forth, but they'll end up in the same place. Yeah. And then the second guy uh, was very. It's fun to look back at, but he was the primo number one con artist in the entire world, and I was
Does
with
he
him.
have a Netflix
Wow.
documentary?
He could have, and
Right.
they might still come out. That I was he was not only a con artist in love, but in life. Like he was just living this life that was such a fake life.
Yeah.
He had a valet company, but he worked for a valet company and used their insurance to open up his own valet company. So, I mean, like, again, we're in New York. Like,
Yeah.
valet companies are owned by the boys. You got to, like, watch out what you're doing.
Yeah.
And, like, he just skated. He just skated.
Oh my-
And then a friend of mine, the world's a small place. So he kited checks. I don't know if you know what that is, but you
Mm-mm.
can't really do it anymore. Like, you would run up a balance in your account and then cash a check on a Friday, and you
Oh, yeah.
you withdrew all the money like before that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'd have like this little float of money, and then he did the thing with the where he was a realtor and he would get these properties that were really hard to sell, and he'd
Yeah.
have an exclusive and he'd rent them out. He
Wow.
had the Mott's applesauce um, mansion, and it was like the Playboy mansion, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
his brother living there, and they was saying they turned the electric on so that they could show the house and like all this crazy stuff.
Wow.
Um,
Nuts.
then he got into like a business that I was in and was stealing like everybody's business. So we had to like put our foot down, and he got me a brand new computer and said he was going to give his kids my computer, but he just went into my computer and stole everything. So
Oh,
it
of
was
course he
like,
did. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we wound up having him like arrested, and it was a really crazy time. And some fun things we did was when he was like stalking me sort of, and he would like make phone calls and be like, "Oh, I know who you are," this, that, and the other thing. And when we did finally get him arrested, and I went to the precinct to follow up, they like kind of let him go, but they gave like an order of protection, and then he would
Yeah.
violate the order of protection all the time. And then like they would pick him up, and
Yeah.
everything he had in my house that was his, that he probably bought with my money, but I took it and I gave it to my girlfriend that has a dog rescue, and
Oh,
he had these suits that were like custom made, like really like bam, right? So there's a detective that became my friend. His name's Rodriguez. Not only is he like younger than this guy, he's better looking, he's got a nicer body, but they happen to wear the same size suit, right? So my friend sells him all all this guy's stuff for $1
Oh,
because we donated it to the dog. And
love it.
when they go to court,
Yeah.
he went to the Dominican tailor and had the jacket tailored so it's like looked like $1,000,000 or whatever.
wow.
And he walked up, and then the other thing was he had Bruno Mali shoes, those
Yeah.
shoes that,
Yeah.
right? And they didn't fit the detective, but they
Yeah.
did fit my friend that took care of the guy in the poker room. And he goes, "I'm wearing these shoes." They were like a half a size too small. And he's like, "I don't care. I'm wearing these." It was just so funny. It was like so comical. It was so terrible and tragical when it was happening. But
Yeah.
I gave my car to the detective to drive because he was following my car. So like, if you're gonna follow
Oh,
my
good
car,
for you.
I'll give my
Mm.
car to somebody else.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
perfect.
you
Now,
know,
did you watch the Netflix Dirty John? It is enthralling. Like, oh my goodness, this guy and how the woman just wanted to stay in the dark the whole time. Like,
yeah,
but there's so many
yeah.
red flags.
So the funny thing is that I got to take it back to like how I
Yeah.
met him. Me and
Yeah.
my girlfriend Dawn are living at my mom's house, and we decide like we're gonna move out together and get our own place, right? So nobody would give us a place. I'm like a car salesperson, and she's a nurse, and for some reason that just must have been like a bad combo.
Yeah.
They
Right.
were like, we had great credit and everything. They just didn't want us. So we stumble on this beautiful house in like a really nice neighborhood that's like adjacent to where we live.
Mhm.
And this is where I meet this guy. And we walk in and we're like, wow, this is amazing for this price. I want to say it was like $1,100 a month, right? Like at back
Yeah.
then. Like this
Oh
is
yeah.
in the
Back
90s.
in the day when things were affordable.
Yeah. So he's just like, "You guys, like, like, I'll come show you the house." I said, "Well, I saw it first." I said, "Dawn just has to see it." "Oh, I could come back later. We could show Dawn, blah, 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 blah." Dawn wasn't ready to move for like a month, right? So
Yeah.
he's just like, "Hey, I'll just charge you a half a month's rent." And oh, by the way, I'm going to leave the TV. By the way, I'm going to leave this. By the way, I'm going to like all this. It's just getting better and better and better. It's like, what
Right.
the heck?
Right.
And he had this dog, and he left the dog with us too, right?
Hmm.
Dawn and I, we were renting a two-bedroom, but there was a third bedroom. And he said, "Please don't ever go in this room." Dawn's just like, "You don't think we're not going in that room?
Right. Yeah.
We
Right.
are not
They
going
know,
in
and
that
now
room."
that's the first thing we're gonna do. Yeah.
She goes,
Right.
"I don't care." Like, so we open up that room. There's a file cabinet. Now, like, this is a while. Like we didn't go in the room like that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So um, now with that, he's like schmoozing my mom. He's schmoozing everybody, taking me to dinner every night. And oh, if I just broke up with my girlfriend, and I can't even bear to like drive her car, like all this stuff. This house reminds me of her. That's why I just want to leave everything behind. When we go out to dinner, if anybody gives you like any kind of look or anything, just squeeze my hands. It's just because they're used to seeing me with her. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'm buying all this. Make
Right.
a gigantic long story short. We then find out that I don't know what we found out first. He was mad at me, so he came to the dealership and bought a car, like to shut me up, because I was selling cars. And then on his registration was his wife's name. And I'm like, oh, so I call up, I think it's like, his ex-wife, like he's got a divorce from her or whatever,
Yeah.
right? That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
I call up the car guy that's always lowballing me. Like whatever, I'd give you a deal, right? So I call the guy and I'm just like, listen, this is a guy, I'm seeing this guy, so don't make me look like a total jerk, like that I charged him this price. I'm like, he wants like a cup of papa. And he's like, what happened to his wife? And I'm like, oh, they're divorced. He's like, no, they're not. Like I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
So now we go into the room.
Oh no.
Okay, we go into the room, we get pictures, we see pictures of him. It's, like I met his brother, I met everybody, right? We see pictures of the wife, right? And I'm like, oh my God. So then I'm like, what's the deal? And he's like, well, I'm just going to be totally straight with you. He's like, this is the deal. She lives at my mother's house and she will live there for the rest of her life. He goes, she's my high school sweetheart and I married her and she's incapacitated now and she wants me to go on and have a life and she's not there, but
None of this
I'll take
sounds
care of her.
real, right? Like my radar is just going
Yeah,
off. This is
but
just
I'll
like
take care of her for the rest of her life. I'm like,
yeah.
oh my
You
God.
fell for that? Like you fell for that. You thought that was a real
Because
true
I
story.
had the brother and like the sister-in-law, like, and the mother, I had everybody, like, so I'm believing it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
So so then one night he comes over. He would never stay over the night because that was him and his girlfriend's house, right? So he stays over this one night. And that was because his wife was in the hospital giving birth to their second child.
oh, oh,
Oh my God.
It gets worse. The kid has cystic fibrosis. They they ship the kid to one hospital and she's at the other hospital. He tells her he's going to the hospital with the kid and comes and sleeps over by my house. Is that the most rotten human being in the entire world?
Yes.
wow, 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 wow. It's
So
insane.
that was the first time we were together. Then the second time we were together, it was like, oh, I'm not with her anymore, this, that, and the other thing. And then
You gave him a second
Yeah, I
time.
mean, like,
I'm
show me
just
the
stuck.
papers.
I am totally stuck. How do you give him a
it
second
was
time?
like
Like,
it was like 12 years. It was like 12 years went by.
I don't care. I
You
don't
know,
care.
it
I
was
just
like
don't care how many years
so
there are.
so he went to a doctor that I was I was going to, and the
Yeah.
doctor must have been like, "Oh, Debbie, you have an appointment at this time," because he just magically happened to be at the
Oh,
doctor
and
at
magically,
the same
just
time.
kind of, yeah, kismet.
Yeah, and I like played it over.
Stalking kismet.
So it's stalking. So yeah. So the second time he really tried to like get over on me, but we like, like I said, we had him and so he wasn't in like jail for a very long time or anything like that, but
Yeah.
he did do some like kind of damage.
Yeah.
Um and he is now living in out east in a very, very rich place with beautiful car, beautiful.
Damn somebody new, right? Or multiple somebody's new.
I mean, like
Maybe you got a sugar mama, a new sugar
yeah,
mama.
yeah. But like maybe she doesn't know she's a sugar mama. Like, maybe I was just smart enough to figure it out, like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, he would take loans out on my business. He was telling the girls at the job, "Oh, like I'm buying things for Debbie, so when UPS comes, don't tell her that UPS came because I want to surprise her." And like everybody's like not, nobody's telling me anything. And then
Right.
like he was kiting the checks and he was saying it was his partner to my girlfriend that worked in the bank. And then we're at a block party and she's like, "Oh my God, he even got her to think that it was the other guy. Like, he was
Right.
really good at what he did.
Really good. Yeah.
He was really good. And
And they
then
can use those powers for good, but they don't choose to, right?
I
Like,
say that all the time. I said, if you offered this guy $20, $20 an hour to do something bad, or $100 to do something good, he'd take the $20 and do something bad because it just felt so much better to him.
it feeds him. Yeah. Yeah.
So this was the final on that, like, to not say that, like, some of my recent ex-boyfriend be like, how did you fall for that? Da 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 da. Well, the forensics, the FBI forensics for financials called me in to Queens Boulevard because they didn't understand how the heck this guy did this. And I
Yeah.
was able to tell them exactly how he did it. He would do, remember the yellow pages used to be like $20,000 for the first page in your category or whatever. It was like really, really expensive, like for the year, right? And they
Yeah.
would bill you out over the year. He would take forwarding phone numbers that he bought from the phone company, and he would set up a forwarding phone call with an ad for, like, say, plumbing. And then he would sell the calls to somebody, sell that phone number to somebody,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I got it. Got
and
it.
never pay the 20 grand. It's like so crazy.
Wow.
He was amazing. He was,
He
he's
was good.
Brilliant.
bad.
Like he's
Yeah.
actually oh,
Right.
he's
And
fast.
I skipped this whole big chapter. We screwed him up because he did fall in love with me. Like, that wasn't in the plan, right? He did
Yeah.
fall in love with me. He was going to rent that apartment to like 100 people and take everybody's deposits.
Right. Yeah.
And then he was just going to walk away from the house.
Yeah.
But he messed up because he liked me and then he wanted to
Yeah.
keep me around, So that went on for a couple of years. And then a couple of years after that,
Wow.
he took my dog when he proposed to me, and he had my dog like this, like, and he's like, "Oh, we met." I'm like, "You are such a like, that's such mind messing."
Yeah. Right. Right.
Mm.
Well, and I don't know. There's a piece to that. There's a brilliance there, like truly Mensa smart, right? And then they actually don't feed what they need if they were running a clean business. So it has to be something dirty.
Yeah.
And just the piles of lies, but actually setting up the pieces, right? Making sure all the pieces are lining up the whole time. Like I, it blows my mind.
I thought he was like the best salesperson, the best like customer service. Like, there was like somebody like really aggravated at him, and he's like, "Listen, sir, I'm the manager of this valet parking, and
Yeah.
I'm the one that has the insurance. I'll be able to help you fix your car. I'm going to be standing here, so when you calm down, we could talk." Like, like, oh, but like that person is like losing it. They want, I remember one time they took the valet parker and they locked him in the trunk of the car and they stole the car. It was like such a one of the
Wow.
crazy things. And the kid had the key. It was nuts. But that was like fun. When I was
Mm.
younger, it was fun because all these crazy things were always happening.
Huh.
And
My
anytime I went
my
anywhere,
huh?
anytime I went anywhere, it was like the red carpet was rolled out because like he was like some big valet parking guy.
Wow.
I'm sure you
It's
don't need
great.
valet parking where you are, but
Yeah.
big in New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah. 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 You either need that or live next to the train station so you don't have to have a car.
Exactly. I have both.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. And
Mm.
he even got like this crazy Porsche that I went with him to buy or lease or whatever, and then he gave it to me to like drive, and he made it like he was like, "Oh, I don't think you'll be able to drive this," and he goes, "I'll give you 2 tries to like get it into reverse or something." It was a stick, and I'm just like, now you said that, I'm gonna realize it's gonna be hard to do. So like, I was able to do it. He's like, "All right, I lost. You get to drive it. I'll drive your car," because the car was gonna be repossessed. Like, so that
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
driving.
trade me cars because you're going to end up not having one and I'm going to have yours.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
it was so fun.
You know what? This is kind of refreshing for me though, because I've been married and divorced 3 times, and my last husband was a con. Not didn't make any money, but he was sure good at taking it and spending it, and all kinds of other yucky stuff that happened in there. And yeah, 5 years that was I sit there and I'm like, so glad that we have the choice to change our stories.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
we can, this learning things that we can take from our experiences. But I was like, am I the only one that you know what I mean, that has a wool pull over their eyes? So I'm
But
glad that I'm not.
it still happens to me. Like, I'm attracted to that type of guy for some reason, you know,
Mm.
and it's like 2 more times after that it happened, but not to that extent. That was certified, certified.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. Mm.
Um, he's like a felon now. Like that's how crazy that is. But
Yeah.
yeah, like another guy that I went out with, like, just I want to say mind fucking, but I was like saying mind messing, but like just scary, like how you can be attracted to that and be
Yeah.
fooled by it. Um, one guy that I worked for just recently, right out of the pandemic, the guy that I started working with at the forklift place, he was gambling like a sieve and like not paying people and this and that, and I was believing that like he was really good at his job, and like he portrayed himself like he's some, like, amazing dealership guy. And then I'm like, this guy is dumber than a toe. I'm like, I can't even believe it. And the accountant was in, and we had gotten money from somebody that owed us money, and this guy just took the money and like gave it to like one person instead of like paying off like 52 people you owed. He gave it
Yep.
to like this one person. And I said, Allison, did you ever see anybody? She goes, Debbie, she was like 50 years old. She goes, in my whole entire life, I've had thousands and thousands of customers. This man is the most stupid man. Like, but like she lent him money for payroll. Like, I mean, like, it's just
Oh.
they have some sort of air about them that like attracts you to them. I have no idea how it works, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, it's almost like
That's the big con. I'm amazing. Yeah.
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 This other gentleman, a gentleman, that's so loose. We worked at the gym together, and he just made this whole story up to get me pulled in. And I say to everybody, he does fantasy Facebook. I go, some guys do fantasy football. He does fantasy Facebook. He would stage pictures, like taking a picture in front of a Porsche or this or that. And then I would see some of his friends like joke about it, like, oh, what, whose car is that or whatever. And I would be like, what are they talking about? And he was in the service, so he comes off like he's like somebody that served our country,
Mm.
right? And so then when I'm with him, we go on vacation, take my picture here, like this, over here, this, that, and the other thing. I overhear him on the phone to his brother. We were in Mexico, that he was doing detail for Hillary Clinton. And and I'm just like, huh? What? And I'm just like, yeah, Hillary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton are coming in, and he's got to make sure everything's set up. And then take my picture in front of like this place that they have like these booms and stuff set up. And he was telling people on Facebook, which I wasn't allowed on, that he was citing out a new, his new venture or whatever. And when my house was being recited, he said this was his new flip. I'm like, that's my friggin' house. We went to my girlfriend's house in the Poconos, and he's in front of my car. I had a little Mercedes Benz right then, and it's parked in front of Maria's chalet house or
Yeah.
and
Right.
take a picture. And he's like getting the chalet ready for this season, right? Maria's like, that's your car and my house. And what is this idiot?
You're
Wow.
making me remember everything that my ex did, right? Like he's takes
Yeah, you
my
had one
car,
too.
takes glam shots with my car, like he's just, living the high life being a comedian, right? And I'm like, "What? You haven't made $1 in comedy in the 7 years I've known you. That's called a hobby. That's not a job, right?" So nor even do stand up.
And
So
you were
in my
funnier than
car,
him.
what?
You were always funnier than him.
Oh, right. So then what else did and then we would turn over Airbnbs, right, for other people. So here I am like working my butt off trying to turn over this Airbnb, and then I go upstairs to like get what I need. He's up there doing glamour shots with himself and claiming it to be his house. And I'm like, okay. So then I started looking at social media and started looking at all the things that he claimed were his. And it was just like mind-boggling. Like people really believe you. I mean, you literally don't have a schedule or a place to see you or anywhere that you do stand up and you're not funny, right? So I remember one
Yeah,
of his
that's typically a criteria.
you think
Funny.
it would be a criteria. But
Yeah.
one of them, I was two things. I found an old clip and I was on my laptop. So he was on the other side of the laptop. He wasn't seeing what I was seeing. And I pressed play because I found an old video. It was him doing stand up and it was like the worst set ever, right? He's like, who is that? Like they're not funny at all. Like you didn't recognize their voice. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you're like when you get high and then you go do stand up. That's you. He's like, oh. So
Ah.
I'm like, but you keep saying that getting high before doing stand up is, that's what gets you loose and gets you working, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then the second part of that was he was doing a stand up competition that I lined up for him. And he's running his lines, writing and running it and repeating, right? Being a speaker, I've never had to do that, which is write out a long monologue and record and repeat and record and repeat like that. I would never make it as that kind of speaker. So he's doing that, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, everything is falling flat as he's practicing. I said, "Hey, you know what? You know what will make that sell? Is end it with this, right?" And I won't give away it's not important what the joke was, but I can tell you there were no laughs until the one punchline I put at the end.
That you put in there.
I'm like, yeah, you really need
Funny.
to find something to do with your life because this is not it. And it's told you that for years on end.
Years after I ended the relationship with that guy, he's still I never let anybody out of my life. I don't know why. Like he's actually parking his car in my driveway right now because
Wow.
yeah,
That's the
right.
con
Whatever.
guy though that you're still
No,
friends
no,
with?
no, no. That's like
Oh,
the second guy that like, I was going on a trip uh to Mexico with him. Right. That's where he was
yeah,
saying he was Hillary Clinton's whatever.
yeah,
And we're not allowed to tell anybody that we're dating anybody in the gym.
yeah,
Like if you're in the gym, right? So like I'm not telling anybody. So this girl is telling me about this guy. She's just like, oh, I'm having like the time of my life. One midnight afternoon, not midnight, afternoon delights. This, that, the
yeah,
other thing, right? And I'm telling her about my new boyfriend, right? But I can't say who it is, right? So like
yeah,
we're like going back and forth, back and forth. So we're leaving to go and we're like we can't tell anybody like we're together, like there's like one person at the gym knows we're together. And so I say I'm leaving for Mexico and she's like, oh, that's funny, my afternoon delight is going to Mexico. And I
no.
like take the
Oh, you
picture.
guys have the same boyfriend.
It's the same guy. She's just like, Debbie, I would have never done that to you. So I'm like,
Oh
oh my
man.
God. So that was at JFK going there, going to the like, and then I'm like, oh my God. Like I have to spend the next 5 days with this
Yeah.
dude. Like, how do you get over that?
How did you get through it?
Oh my God. I texted Sherry 100 times and it wasn't free texting and it was like $1 billion. Just it was crazy.
Oh wow.
And then
Wow.
afterwards, he says to me, I don't understand why we ever stopped dating. And I go, because it was pure fiction. You like made up all this stuff. It wasn't. And he goes, "What's wrong with that?" Like I'm like,
Oh,
he was like, "We're gonna be like the biggest power couple in the gym." And
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he's like, "Who are the three like hottest people in the gym, or like strongest, or like fittest?" And we're at dinner at an Italian restaurant having some wine, and I'm like, Maurisa, because Maurisa is seventh in the world in women bodybuilding over 40. This guy
wow.
Leon that's been working out for 150 years. He was like a cinder block thick, like his chest. And this girl Sterling that was in the Marines, and like she's young, and he's just like, "What about me?" I go, "What? What?" And he goes, "Yeah, what about me?" And he slams the thing and like threw the table over like the housewives. Like, oh my God, you are kidding me. So I definitely offline will show you the picture and you will see that he was not the fittest person in the gym. I actually think I was fitter than him at that time.
Wow. Huh.
It was
That's
great.
so crazy. We can be the power couple of the gym.
We could be the power couple of the world. Like, and he goes,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I I made events and like my events were insane. They were like crazy. So we had a boat trip that had like 400 people on it, and we had Zumba dancing, and it was before anybody did that. And we had a band on the boat and drummers, and then I had Party Hardy for your heart, and we had like 400 and something people there at the gym. That was like one of the big events I did at the gym. And then we had this midnight dancing under the stars, but it was my birthday party. We couldn't call it Debbie's birthday party. We had to say it was something else. And he kept saying that it wasn't your birthday party because there was like 300 people came. So he said, I just thought if we went out and we were like the power couple, that you would make me famous. I'm like, for what? Spinning? Like, he was a spin. I go, like, for spinning? Like, and then he goes, no, like Kardashian famous, just because I'm me. So I
Oh,
literally thought
wow.
he was laughing. He was teasing me all the time. He'd be like, hey, this is so and so. I'm here in, Cancun. I'm here in Cabo, right? But he really meant it like that. I was like really supposed to put that out there. I should probably break it up and put it on like TikTok. People would probably follow him because he's such a jerk.
Oh, it probably would. That's
They're like,
crazy. That's so funny.
oh, too funny. It was a good time. And he thought he was just like having whooped perception of yourself, like thinking you're really in really great shape and you're
Yeah,
really not, or
yeah.
thinking you're so masculine and you're not masculine, just like,
Well, and he thought that he was everything, and then if he was on your arm, then that would make him, yeah, huh.
yeah, was wild.
Because people knew you and knew what you did, so he wanted to go in on your skirt tails.
Yeah, and he didn't want anybody to know we were dating because I was like a couple of years older than him. And then
Huh.
the minute we broke up, it was just like, oh, I wouldn't go out with her. That's a rumor, this, that, and the other thing. And his perception was that I didn't, measure up to, yeah, nobody could measure up to that man in his mind, but like we were definitely equal. I mean, there was no, I was definitely in better shape than he was, I was teaching like 14 classes a week. He was like teaching 3 classes and having 2 beers and a whiskey afterwards.
Oh, big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Debbie,
Wow.
and you do also you had this Zumba piece. I want people to know that about you because it just sounds super exciting. I did you do it through the pandemic or before that you were doing online
So,
Zumba?
so Zumba started in like two, 2009. It came to like New
Mm.
York, and I was like one of the first people to go to a Zumba class, and I just loved it. And at the time, me and Linda were going to do, that's my sister, we were going to do like a fitness class that we would bring into people's houses because she had just lost some weight after having babies. And we're like,
Yeah.
let's do like some kind of like fitness in a box where we'll go to people's
Yeah.
houses and we'll train with them. And, you know, it'll be like an on the go, like a la carte thing. And so I'm like, Lynn, you got to take this class. It's just so amazing. It's so much fun. Blah, 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 blah. So I go to, I sign up to take the training, and there was like a wait. I can't even tell you what the wait was. So I kept going to this dance studio where this girl was teaching Zumba, and other people were trying to learn off of her, like while we're waiting to get the class.
Yeah.
And I just adored her. So like I would bring people to her class. So my sister said, you know, I could do it, but I really can't afford to do that right now. You know, she had like 3 kids or something, or 2 kids at the time that were home. And so I said, well, I'll pay for you, but you have to make sure that I do this because like I do things and then I don't do it. So
Yeah.
I got trained by like this woman that was the most amazing Zumba trainer. She was like, leave your doubt at the door. Like, don't let anybody tell you you can't do this. You know, like everybody's really positive. She was like just a delicious woman, you know, like, right. And she told me that her first class was at a Jewish center. Mind you, there's a Jewish center across the street from me that you can have like 100 people easy, right?
Oh,
And
wow.
my sister's around the block from my sister's house was a Catholic church, and they, you know, we could rent space from them. So me and my sister started practicing, and I got my Zumba license, and I already had a fitness degree, and we're doing the warm up or whatever. My mom was like 80 then or something, and
Wow.
my mother loved music, right? Maybe she was a little bit younger, 75, and she's like, I want to do this with you, blah blah blah, and they would call her Zumba Grandma Zumba because she would go and dance to every single song and whatever, and she wound up
Oh,
like
that
losing
sounds
all
awesome.
this weight, and she'd wear wild outfits and whistles and boas and
Right.
everything. So I wound up having like 14 classes a week. I was exhausted. And my friend from Tony Robbins said, you and Linda should split. She should take all the Long Island classes. You should do all the, Queens classes. You'll lose some people, but you'll gain like half your life back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Mm.
that's a lot of time. So I did that. And then I took more jobs in gyms. I gave my friends jobs and everything. So it was really good. So 15
I gotta kill a spider.
uh,
Mhm.
so 15 years I was doing Zumba, and we did it during the pandemic for people. I was hired to do it for the seniors to keep them doing it.
Active. Yeah, that's
Nice.
smart.
And they
Yeah.
got iPads, and I taught them how to use the iPads. I taught them how to get on Zoom, and then they were able to get in touch and keep in touch with their families. So that was really nice. And 2.5 years ago, I had a surgery on my shoulder, and I have not been able to get back into it, but I want to. And Zumba is just so fun. It's like go at your own pace, do your own thing, and like
Mm.
I really loved it. There were times when we had Zumba across the street. I'd have 70 people, and it was just a regular night, and
Mm.
they were paying us like either like $80 for a punch card that gave you 10 classes or $10 a class. And I would come home with boatloads of cash, and I was dancing for an hour with my friends. I'm like, who is better than me? And then I also did
Oh.
Amazon. I was selling on Amazon. So I was shopping during the day and like dancing at night. I'm like, who's better than me? I got like the best life ever. And doing Tony Robbins seminars. So it was like
Wow.
cool time.
Wow. 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 Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, I have to go off topic for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Because Suzanne just went to get a spider. We've been trying to deal with a spider all day, right? It's a big one.
Oh.
And so then this is what I do to try and get present as I look up the totem of a spider, right? And yesterday the totem was a cicada or something. Actually, this morning. So listen and tell me what you get from this, both you ladies, because you're
I'm
both very,
listening. I just got to get water. Sorry.
yeah, you're both very intuitive. So the spider totem can refer to a person with spider-like powers, such as Marvel's Spider-Verse, a spiritual guide embodying traits like creativity and patience from indigenous cultures and shamanism, or a specific deity or entity in a fantasy setting like Marvel Comics or the Shadowrun universe. The meaning varies depending on the context, ranging from multiversal destiny to personal growth. And then this is what triggered where I want you guys to respond. When a spider slides in as a spirit animal, because he just came into your awareness, he's been in my house all day, like on my couch, right? Where I've had to set up my workstation kind of on the big couch, right? And so it says when a spider slides in as a spirit animal, it's time to weave your wishes into reality. Spider, as a totem animal, belongs to those who are the maker and keeper of their own destiny. Invoke spider as your power animal when you need balance to walk in the world with ease.
Hmm. That's
Wow.
crazy. I have a friend from training that she if there's a spider, she will not let you kill it because that's her spirit animal.
Yeah.
And but I see them out of the corner of my eye, like running across the floor. And if I don't get them, I get bit. So, and I've looked like Quasimodo before from
Oh,
spider bite. So
so
yeah.
Suzanne,
So I wasn't trying to kill anybody's spirit.
back to you. You said you were married twice or three times?
3 times. Yeah.
Oh,
I was asked to be married 3 times, and 3 times I asked for a divorce. So
oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
How long
It's
ago was
not for me. It's after my last divorce because I married a con last time, and was a horribly abusive marriage. And um my dad was like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're not getting married again. Just
Yeah.
it's not happening."
You're done.
So I'm like, okay.
yeah.
You're
So
officially
yeah.
taken off the roster. Good
I'm
for
a,
dad.
I
Yeah, yeah. They're like, well, Dad, I'm not even dating because I have a bad picker.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
have a
bad
bad
picker.
picker.
I'm
Yeah.
a, I'm okay being
We're
single.
related, I'm sure.
I'm totally okay being single now. And like you see these shows where like these men kill their wives and they're like they and it's like, oh my God, that could every time I didn't get married, I definitely dodged a bullet, because you know,
Oh yeah.
the good guy, his wife is, the ex-wife is still around being annoying to them.
Oh, did they divorce finally?
They the second guy was actually the first guy.
Mm.
Yeah, the second guy was the first guy. And uh the good guy, which like my dad really liked, everybody liked, he didn't go out with anybody for a really long time. Very cute. Like I can call him from time to time. He works at nights, and I always am like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's just, "Oh, me, I'm kicking myself in my ass. I will be for the rest of my life, ever letting you go." Like that was what he always used to say to me. But recently, he started dating somebody that works with him, and he's happy. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, yeah,
And his daughter got married, and I really wanted to go to like the ceremony, but it was like, she understands that I love you and everything, but you're not coming to the kid's wedding, like that kind of thing. And that's okay. It's all right. You know,
Yeah.
it's good. I'm glad he's happy. We tried to make it work again afterwards, but it's like when I asked you to pick between me and her, it wasn't like, I wasn't telling you to walk away from a bleeding kid or like just this woman just keeps, she's going to ruin our lives. So it is what
yeah,
it is. And I never wanted to have kids really, so I'm okay, that
yeah.
I didn't have kids. And then I do the thing with the kids. I have like hundreds of kids now like in my life.
Well, and that's probably why you didn't know at the time, but that's probably why you didn't desire to have children, because now you'd have so many children. I mean,
Yeah.
you write books, you write songs, you mentor them. I mean, you do a lot with them. So I think that it would be difficult to do that and take care of your own at the same time, because somewhere along the line, at
My
least
kids
for
would be very
me,
old right
I
now.
would think that I would bring an expectation, or it'd be overwhelming because I don't have a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Um,
you probably didn't hear this piece, but for 25 years, I worked with Tony Robbins and the youth group. So I do the uh, youth, youth Leadership Summit. And so they're like 14, 15, 16. So like all those kids that I was really close to, they're like in their 30s now. And then, but there's still kids that are 15 and 16 and 17, you know?
Yeah.
So I
yeah. So
really,
you've got all the ones that have graduated plus all the new ones.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
This
Wow.
year they didn't invite me, but uh there's like every couple of years things change and like people have different ideas of how they want to do things. And and this year I wasn't invited. And I'm okay with it because I'm doing a different program with another gentleman from London. So that's okay. It's all good.
Wow.
Got new kids from all over the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Other kids were all over the
Oh,
world.
that's the one you got from
Yeah,
the
from
girl you
Puerto
were
Rico,
talking
my
about from
girl. Yeah,
Puerto Rico. Yeah.
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 Her name is Deb Vienna, and then I'm Debbie Ann, and then Harry's got like this sick London accent, and I'm just like, I don't know who you're talking to anymore. Debbie Ann, Debbie Anna. So
Hmm. Wow. How was it working for such a known speaker?
so here's the very big truth of it all. Um, I was a volunteer in a position where I was leading the youth in the different uh, in the different places that we went to. My
Mhm.
friends were way above me. They ran the foundation for him.
Mm.
And this is what I'm going to say. After I was there for like 12 years, one of them said that they were on the phone with Tony and they actually were having an argument, right? And I said, "Oh, like he's not at the office?" He goes, "Debbie, if he's ever at the office, he's on a stage talking to us. It's not like, like in your mind, you make things up." So I never, like, if I sat next to him and him knowing that I did the kids thing from the very beginning and everything, I was sitting right next to him and he didn't even like tap my leg or look at me. It was like this. And
Wow.
so many people. So now these people that work for the foundation for 15 years didn't even talk to him.
Wow.
So there's people that join, it's called Platinum Partners, and they all, it's almost like they're making believe because they bought into this $75,000, $100,000 program, that they're going all these places, they're doing all these things. And they would fight for like just to get one sentence in with him, and
Wow.
and it was incredible that it was their sense of needing significance, like that's a Tony word, right? Like that they would say, like, I'm a plat, I'm a plat, I'm a plat. And then like one time I'm talking to this lady, she goes, "That was the biggest waste of my money." And I was like, "Really?" And she said,
Wow.
the significant people, they make sure they get their time in, that they get their like, little piece that they can go back. Oh, I talked to Tony and this and that. And they pick people that they want to, oh, we're going to use Suzanne because Suzanne has a story, but it's really not
Oh,
about you. Right.
yeah.
So I'm not saying that he doesn't help everybody because massively, like he helps. But when
Yeah.
you're somebody that's volunteering, working for him all the time, loading the bill, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, um, and then you can't even sit next to me and like give me a head nod or how you doing?
Yeah.
I did
Acknowledge the fact that you know me.
this, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and when we were on stage after all the events, we'd go up there and the kids would go up there and he would like tap my head, you know, like, oh, like, you know, like every time because I had a different color shirt on than everybody else. And there's just a lot of significance there. Teachings are wonderful. Um, I do think that, you know, anybody that says they really know him, there's so few people that know him. And we were
Mm.
talking about Brendan Bouchard the other day. Brendan Bouchard sits and eats with his crew. He gets them like food, like if he knows that like you don't like Italian food, he gets you something else. The people that come to his event, he has like a spread of food for them, and he'll talk to people, you know, give them the time of day. So like, although Brendan Bouchard's message didn't radiate with me that much, you know, I just thought, wow, he's like a really nice human being, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an actual person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
I kind of think that he did something at his seminars, like a seminar junkie, right? A little bit. So he would bring people on, and they would like do a performance of their thing. Like there's a something Love is his name, and he could teach you how to sing better and speak better
Oh.
and enunciate. And people that have like nodes on their voice, uh, yeah, his last name is Love. Can't remember his first name, and he's famous. He's like dealt with every singer.
Huh.
So he goes up there and he does like a thing, and you do la 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 ba 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 ba, and then like, you know, he's then selling you something, right? So you're at an event that you paid for,
Mm.
and this guy is selling you something, and then the lady comes on, the fitness lady, I've got a name, but she used to do Turbo Jam. She's blonde hair. She's a famous speaker too. She would get up and she would tell you all about like this and that, blah blah blah, yeah, and then she's trying to sell you something. So then, like,
Mm.
so I got turned off to him. So all of it is
Mm.
about making money, and like,
Well, here's the thing. We're all, I'm only going to correct that for a minute. We're all selling you something, right? From the front of the room. Um, and it's because like the best book I read when I had burnout, right? Speaking was you can't you can't teach you can't teach a person to ride a bike in a seminar. And when you read this, you realize like, no, like if I bring you into, make it simple, a weight loss seminar, you're not going to lose, you know, your 20
down,
pounds in these 6
right?
hours. So I need you to go home with the tools that are working. And I also can't sell tools I don't believe in or that I haven't used myself, right? So whether it's something I published or someone else's, I know you're a self-development junkie and a seminar junkie, right? So we collect these materials and then when we're going, you know, we talked about the roller coaster, right? So when I'm burnout or I'm going through a slump, I'm going to pull out one of those things. I'm talking Joe Vitale, right? This cassette tape series that just changed my life.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back in that energy from when I listened to it 10, 15 years ago. So I don't want to put down anybody's
I,
topic for
I was
selling. And
no,
I
no,
know you
no.
don't mean it that way.
I wasn't putting him down that way. I'm
Yeah.
saying if I'm going to a seminar to see Brendan Bouchard,
Yes.
and then other speakers come up and are selling me things, but I paid to see him, and
Yes.
he's. But it's okay if that's on the table, like, you know, like
Exactly.
when you went to the
Exactly.
Mm.
wealth mastery like things where they had Tony Robbins and Donald Trump was
Mhm.
there, and uh the money guy, the rich dad, poor dad. Like,
Yeah.
you knew you were going there and they were all going to do 20
Yes.
minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying the difference in different styles and stuff. What do you guys think about Joe Dispenza?
Oh, I love him. I do.
Yeah, I think he's pretty cool too. I mean, I haven't like watched him or anything, but I've listened to a lot of his recordings. Some of them bug me just because of sometimes he hits notes in his voice that bug me. So it's like, wait, I was just going there, and then all of a sudden you said this, and so. But I think a lot of the stuff that he has to say and does is really cool.
Yeah, because he has that seminar that he does where you, because Julie just mentioned that you don't leave a seminar and have like different, but he actually does some kind of scientific study on you when you first get there, and then when you leave, and it changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which our
And
DNA is very fluid and very dynamic. So when I do biofeedback on people, I explain that, right?
yeah,
So here's the other thing about biofeedback and any holistic practice. If you have been sold on the way we do Western medicine, right? Then you just understand copays and you understand, you know what I mean, what that cost, whatever those things are. But for some reason in the holistic space, we hold you to this impossible standard of did you fix me in the first visit, right? And well, you didn't go to an oncologist and ask him to fix you in one visit. So why would you hold me to something that's impossible? But speaking of the body and our DNA being 100% dynamic, our DNA shifted, 1,000 times while we're on this podcast, right? And it's always doing this. What I do believe through nutrition, holistic modalities, and biofeedback is one that worked for me and many others. I tried so many that every little piece is shifting and changing. And it just takes that little bit of blind faith to say, I'm open and I'm willing to surrender, right? And it probably took me 3 to 5 visits on the biofeedback device, and I got results. Now, before that, I had shifted my whole diet against all the inflammatories and the intolerances, all the things. There are like 200 whole foods I couldn't have. And I was religious about it. It didn't change a thing. My pain meter never moved until I did the biofeedback. So
Mm.
I'm not selling anything. I'm saying that this one thing might have worked for me. And then
right.
of the modalities, Bowen therapy, Bowen, was also one of the most powerful therapies that I used. But I ask people to look at things in threes, right? Do not make a judgment call and don't decide if it works or doesn't work until you've had your third appointment and find out it. Do you mesh with that person? Because I'm not going to put down what someone does, right? Or their practice. I'm just, if it didn't work for me, maybe it didn't work for me. I was actually surprised. Body talk is very powerful therapy. And I did that. And I was just at my worst. In the same office, I had one woman that did Bowen and another woman that did body talk. And I had a previous experience with body talk. And then she said, no, I'll work with you. And I was 2, 3 years bedridden, right? And just draining my savings trying to get my mobility back. And she says, no, how about this? She goes, don't pay me. I don't actually, I just explained like I can only do so much because I just have to, I don't know when I'll be able to work again. And she said, no, don't pay me unless I get results. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. Or when I get back on my feet, I'm going to come back and pay you. And then it was a couple years later, and the Bowen therapy really worked. I kept doing the biofeedback, knowing that I felt small changes, right? And then a couple years later, I went back to her. I said, okay, I'm back on my feet again. What do I owe you? And she says, honey, it didn't work for you. You don't owe me anything. But
Hmm.
I held on to that debt, my person, right? I carried that debt for that many years, thinking I must owe her a few $100s. And when you go 4 years and you just need your savings to tide you over, that's a long time, right? So I
Yeah.
was not expecting that, and I was fully ready to write the 500, 2,000, $5,000 check, whatever it was. Just tell me what I can pay you, and she refused. She wouldn't take it. So
It's
that was beautiful.
it's like how all these things
Mm.
always go intertwining together, and it's like what hits, right? Like, so you could take 30 people and you could say this and this, and it
Mhm.
might work for them, it might not, right?
Yes,
And I
yes,
think it's just like a combination lock, right? Like
it is.
we have the different Joe Dispenza, right? Like he says stuff about the pineal gland, right? And like
Mhm.
I kind of believe that, right? Like, and then neuro linguistic programming is in all of this, everything, because they're tying in the words that
Yes.
manifest
Yeah.
things, right?
Right.
So, and how if you change what you say, you're changing your language patterns. You could change your state, you could change your circumstances in an
Yes.
instant, right? So it's salt and pepper. It's like a salad, right? It's like, okay, we get a little bit of Wayne Dyer, we get a little bit of,
Mhm.
Esther Hicks, throw in a little
Louise
bit
Hay,
of Tony
yeah.
Robbins, so
Yeah.
like it all works. Tony Robbins learns from everybody and then like tries to make it like palatable for everybody and
Yes.
it's easy to digest.
Mhm.
When The Secret first came out in like 2005,
Oh,
I think it was,
that
Esther Hicks,
changed my world. Yes.
Esther Hicks was on the first one, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way you know if you saw the first one or the second one. So the first one I was showing people and like my mom, like she's just like, you don't know this? I go, yes, I do know it. It's just such a great, easy, palatable, you could swallow it reminder, right?
Yes.
And Esther Hicks did not want that to get out to the world because she felt like everybody would abuse it and not like she didn't want too many people to have it. When she signed off that she wasn't on it, that's when it blew up. When she came off it and they refilmed
Mhm.
it with
Yeah.
um I remember the girl's name, but I could see her, but I can't remember her name. They put her on instead and they just tweaked it a little bit and then it blew up, you know?
Mhm.
And my friend Malcolm with the vision statements that he did
Yeah.
online, he he was also afraid of people just taking it and manifesting stuff and whatever. But like, why are you worried about that? Because if it's not meant to be, it's not going to happen,
Exactly.
you
Right.
know? But
Yeah. When you guard something, what are you guarding? Right?
it's
Do
like
you
your
have
ideas, right? That somebody else
Well,
yeah.
is going to come out with it, right?
It
The
already
lady with the
exists.
hair dryer.
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, and you probably do too, but I know it's like we teach people that the universe is infinitely abundant, so there's plenty for everybody. So yeah, so if you try to, yeah, that's a silly worry because it's almost opposite of what you're teaching.
Um,
So
my girlfriend, it's Linda's best friend, wrote a book for kids that have cancer, and it's
Mm.
called Oliver the Brave. And the Oliver the Brave does the abundance.
nice.
That's cute.
He's so cute. But when she first wrote the book, she brought it to us, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I love the whole idea of the book. She met a boy that had cancer, and noticed that the rest of the family was like not involved in it, and all the attention was going to the one kid. So it's like how to be brave and also support your other children and like
Yeah.
Simon and Schuster picked it up. It didn't really go anywhere though, like, but who knows, it might one day, uh,
Right.
they give it away in hospitals and stuff like that, and she's got a
Mhm.
big plushie of Oliver the Brave,
Well,
and
that's
yeah, it's cool. But her look, the linguistics she was using, like, I can be brave. I can now go, no. I am brave. I am brave, And then she wrote in like the forward of the book that like we helped her. And then my mom is the ladybug in the book. So like
Aw.
when you hear about the ladybug, yeah, it's cool.
That's wonderful. Do you have it on your computer? You could like share screen on flip it
Um,
sometime.
do I
You
have
don't
it?
have to right now, just saying like, let's, show
Yeah, I
some
definitely
samples.
definitely will put it up there. And it
Yeah.
it says the little characters in it, and it
Hmm.
says it calls her Lori, I think, instead of Lorraine.
So wait, Suzanne, we're at 1:36 right now. Um, so we will have to wrap it up, but I do want to find out, this is to be your accountability buddy, right? In the middle of the night, if that's your witching hour, it happens to be mine.
That's
Is
what
there
you want.
anything, what?
I said, that's what you want. If you want
Is
an accountability partner.
is there anything that you're working on, Suzanne, right now?
well, I remember I enrolled into Reiki and you're like, wait, that's not what your wish was. So
Yeah.
I'm rebranding I'm I'm like choosing what my name is going to be because the oily empath isn't working. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I know what it means to me, but
Yes.
it's not working out there.
Okay.
And so yeah, so I've been playing with names and my colors were pretty muted. And as you know, I mean, well, not today, but I'm a very high frequency really
Yes.
bright, loud colors. And so
Yeah.
to have my stuff go out muted colors wasn't, they're like, that's not you.
Yeah.
It might look nice, but that's not you. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so to be presenting something there, and I believe that too. It's like, this is great that you did this, but it's not authentic because it's trying to conforming to what I think somebody wants versus this is who I am. So
Exactly.
yeah, so that's
Well,
what
yeah,
I've been doing. I
Debbie
created,
M made these beautiful backgrounds and you could feel it immediately, right? Like it has the vibration and it has the beautiful colors.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I
yeah. I love the
and I
colors. Yeah.
just noticed tonight Debbie Ann's has a black background and
I
mine
am
is
awesome at
chocolate.
helping people.
What?
I I am awesome at helping people get names for their businesses.
You're
So
good at
what if
that?
I'm really good at that. Like, we could play with it if you want.
so
Yeah.
what if we
But
wait, what if we schedule that for tomorrow so this doesn't turn into a 3 hour Zoom, right? And then tomorrow is actual workshoppy, right? Where we kind of dig in and let Debbie Ann do some of her magic
But
with.
we don't know who's coming tomorrow. Where's my chat? Where'd my chat go, Julie?
I
Julie
you
Andrews.
you hit on the chat button on the bottom, but I don't know where your toolbar is. I have my toolbar
Oh,
on the bottom.
okay, I got it. I'm going to put a picture of Oliver the Brave.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, you can hit share screen if it's up on your computer.
Oh, okay. Let me do that.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
Well, that, and I think Debbie M would be totally into the let's workshop something live
Yeah, I
on
just did
air
it
and
because some people say, yeah, it's totally cool because like the people that are coming are is Sherry anyway. So she's like so this is Oliver the Brave.
okay, let's see.
Oh, you're not seeing it?
No,
I share screen. Share, share, share.
there
There
we
we
go.
go.
Wait, it's
See it?
loading. It's there. It is. Aw.
Oh, I love it.
That's him. And
I love that. That's amazing.
Lynn also told us that we could use him in our cartoon whenever we want. Like if Oliver the Brave wants to show up in the Omi. So that's
Okay.
my mom.
Oh, how great is that?
Your mom's a
Well, and
ladybug.
I love that it's all wow, there's another spider. I love that it's all I am, not I could be, I should be, I
It is,
was. I love
yeah.
that it's all in claiming right now.
So Lucky Lori, the ladybug, the lady of Castle Victorious. She represents luck, positivity, kindness, and joy. She appears in a magical sparkle and takes Oliver on a colorful rainbow to wherever he is needed. Her favorite flower is purple, forget me not, and
Mm.
she enjoys patches of clover. Um, you can't always see her, but you never forget that she is always right beside you. Oliver, ready to help whenever she can. So now, if you think about that, that's written about my mom after she passed away.
Oh my goodness, that's
Oh,
So that
beautiful.
she's always there, and she wears purple, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's so cool, right?
Yeah,
So
that's great. Is that available on Amazon?
yeah, it's available on Amazon.
Oh,
It's I don't, Julie, I don't think she has a song. We have to make her a song.
yeah. Well, and the other thing I'd say
And
is,
look at the word, defender of all children. How
nice.
crazy is that?
I
that's
want to know
amazing.
if you presented it to Chalk Hospital because it's well known, right, in California.
Um, so 10 years she's been doing it,
Uh-huh.
and she has a she has a Instagram. She her books are at Barnes and Noble. They're at
Oh,
Amazon.
I know. I'm just thinking like there are three places right now. We have Riley's, right? I'd make sure it's available there, Chalk Hospital, and then I found out about something here in Oklahoma that Toby Keith did, the Kids Corral. And the Kids Corral is like Riley in that if you have a child that's or family, whatever, going through cancer, then they make sure you have a place to stay. So that's what the Kids Corral is here. We went to a Toby Keith event for that this year. And right, just are we reaching out to all the places it could be available?
Yeah, I don't
Right?
think I don't think she has been in the right space to
Mhm.
promote her book or something. It never caught like for that what I see. But she does have like a little plushie of him and I haven't caught up with it. It's Linda's best friend. We could talk to Linda about it.
Mhm.
Sure. But I know that uh she I've known her since we're like 10 or whatever. So
I'm gonna put my couple ideas. Just because it didn't hit doesn't mean it can't, right? Have a new beginning. So
it,
there's chalk, hospital,
there's certainly
huh?
you could just do good for the my sister was saying today because like we had a little slowdown with the omi and she said, Debbie, I don't care what I do as long as I do good for others.
Right.
And she said, and I just want to spread the message, be the light, and everything else will work out. And it really will. And I said this, I went to a real estate meeting tonight. The girl that has the real estate next door wants me to get my license and I'm going to work with them. But I'm more or less going to be like motivational, like come up with ideas, teach people how
Mhm.
to sell, whatever. So I was telling them tonight, just like at the end, I just thought of a story that there's nothing that takes the place of customer service and
Right.
actually just giving your all to the customer. And
Mhm.
some people get jaded really quickly. Like they'll be with a customer, they give them their all, and then they like go buy somewhere else or they don't buy what you want them to buy, right? And this is what people forget because energy flows, right? So like you put out all that energy and then the salesperson gets so mad that that didn't happen. They don't realize that somebody just walked in the door and like laid down and gave them a
Mhm.
sale.
Right.
And so whenever I was in the car business, the guy Damien, my friend Damien Boudreau, he's friggin' amazing. He coaches people how to sell 100 cars a month, which is like an
Wow.
insane amount of cars.
Mhm.
And I was in his trial program like in the beginning, and I was doing fabulous. But I mean, I could sell cars beforehand, but he was just helping me. And I had like a day or two that I didn't sell a car. And what most people don't realize is you practically sell a car a day.
Yeah.
So he says, whatever you do today, don't measure it on if you sold a car or not.
Mhm.
Make it, don't even try to sell a car.
Mhm.
Make a connection. He goes, you didn't make it in the car business until you've been invited to a christening, to a wedding, to a bridal shower, to a birthday party. He goes, if you get all those things, you're selling 50 cars a month. He goes,
Wow.
because you've made a connection. That those people that are inviting you to the parties and everything are not going to let anybody they know buy a car from anybody but you. And I got invited to showers. I got invited to weddings. I was like, it was so crazy. And
Mm.
this guy's got his friends got the world's record for selling cars, and
Wow.
it's an insane amount of
Because
cars.
he practices that energy is everything and everything is energy. That's exciting.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is. And
Well,
like the guy comes in like maybe you know people wait to buy a car from him. Like he's like a movie star. Damien teaches people how to sell cars. His friend Ali is the guy that's he there's like some guy that had the record and they were trying to say that he didn't have the record. So he goes, I don't care about a record. It doesn't matter. Like that guy sold so many cars one time, and he's like, it's not about the world's record. We'll go for a different record.
Yeah.
We'll wait till I'm in it for 25 years or whatever. But such
you
a
hover
beautiful
on your
what?
whoops. I don't know what that was. My
Oh,
computer just did something crazy. Sorry.
and he teaches kids. The guy that teaches people how to sell the cars, he
Yeah.
makes money doing that, right? He teaches kids. He goes into schools in Louisiana and he takes the fourth and fifth graders and he teaches the IM. I am brave, I am strong, I am this.
Oh, I love that.
And then he has the fourth and fifth graders go down to the kindergarten and first grade, and whatever they are, he has to teach them, find the kid that feels the same way. Like, I'm brave. Like, you have to find a kid that's brave, and they do it back and forth. And it's called the IM program too. So it's
Wow.
so many delicious people.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damien, we got to get Damien to come on one night.
Oh, I love that. That just gives me little
he's
goosebumps.
Total feminine energy, though.
Love that.
He's delicious. He's delicious.
Mm.
You know, he's rough and tough, but he's just like, you know, oh, I'm just a girl. You know,
Yeah.
got that girly energy.
I think we all can say when you speak it into the universe, it makes it, you know, gives it the fuel it needs. And that's
Yeah.
why I asked Suzanne that question, what are we speaking? And if we want to workshop something on a podcast, you know, that would be the best accountability is
That'd be fun.
yeah.
Something that radiates with you, resonates with you, and is easy to spell. I know that sounds so crazy. Easy to spell, easy to not get mistaken, and is either like cute or makes an instant connection that the person knows that that's what you're talking about, right? I
Yeah.
kind of heard what you said it was. It was something oily.
Oh, yeah. It's for years I've been the oily empath. And because I use oils and there's, you know, to me it made sense, but
Yeah.
that's not, has nothing to do, it doesn't sound anything like coaching. So yeah.
Is this
Right.
So
That's like you're the
yes.
person that's just being empathetic, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it just
So
my connection or did her sound break up a little
It
bit?
went for a second and then it
Okay.
came. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, so I made a big list and then I'm like, I've got it dwindled down to 2. So
Oh, do you want to try them on us?
No, let's do it tomorrow.
No, we'll do it
Let's
tomorrow.
okay, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So one of my friends, like, this is like so long ago. So I've been in advertising for like a bunch of years, and he's in Freeport, and he does all types of things to boats. Like, they would fix them, they would clean them. So he had Waves and Wheels, which is a really cute name. Like,
Super
when
cute.
he would detail boats and cars, right? So we're just trying to get all these names, and we're good, like, and then we're just like, you know what, Dean? I'm just like, Freeport Boat Works. And he goes, that's great. Because it's got like the W, Waves and Wheels and Boat Works. like, oh my God. So it was just like so simple, but like Freeport Boat Works is now literally like, you know, everybody knows it, you know, Waves and Wheels, everybody knows too, but that's a even better name. Dean came up with that one. That was great.
Wow.
Yeah. But
So do you have someone booked for tomorrow's show or is this something we can hold on? Are you available, Suzanne, for tomorrow? And Debbie Ann, do you have someone already coming on tomorrow?
I know Sherry's coming, but Sherry's the girl that worked with me in the advertising, so we're good.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Then
Just
yeah, if you're available, Suzanne, I think that'd be a great show.
Yeah, I can pop on at 10.
And
And I'll set my alarm so that way I'm not logging on at 10:01.
well, it gives you an opportunity to kind of really put your thoughts on paper and say what's the best use of our time and what can we get done as a group, right?
And we could say that's one of the things that we're going to be doing tomorrow. We'll tell people in the thing.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I'm sorry I didn't get to it, but I am going to put like the addresses and everything. My website needs tweaking, but I want to put all that on there, and I will get it on there. And I did.
That sounds like fun. Tomorrow sounds like a real like creative spin.
Yeah, let's be creative tomorrow.
How can we work this?
Day 4 was just so different than 1, 2, and 3. So it's kind of
yeah. Well, day 3 was the big eye opener. Like I don't know, something about yesterday's show going, oh well, now we have today's show going 2 hours. That we can't find a space to break it, right? But I would like to get the the podcast set, even if we go 2 hours, we just publish them in 1 hour segments, knowing that people don't have the time or attention span. And I love that we don't want to give it a definition because that just limits the possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Julie, just put your email in the chat, and
Yeah.
I'm going to give you, like, you know how you could be part of the team on Canva?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I'll do it that way so that this way you could just log on.
There you go. And I'll tell you, that is the toughest email to share with anybody over a telephone because
It
they
just
just
can't get
got
it.
to add letters and they can't get them in any order correct. Like, oh, it's like trying to spell my last name. That's why I went to Julie Rocks.
And
I'm over
and I
it. I'm
think
just going to give you something you can spell.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that's
I'm
smart.
gonna I think I'm definitely gonna write a song for Lynn. Lynn and Linda were in the band together. They were the songwriters. They wrote
Oh,
so many
wow.
songs. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so 7 minutes to the next hour, clicking into the 2 hour mark. What is the most magical thing that happened to you today or this week?
Nay. Oh, that's
Uh-uh.
awesome.
Now Gilly wants to play. Stop.
Did anything magical
Hi,
happen
Gilligan.
today?
I'm gonna mute myself. Yes, Gilligan.
Suzanne, did anything magical happen today?
Uh, yeah, I don't get to see my kid very often, and he stopped by tonight, which is why I was 10:01. But he walked in my house, and he has a mustache, and I literally jumped back, and he was like, "Oh, I forgot you haven't seen this," because he's 27, but he's got this baby face, and I'm like, "You look so old." So,
Oh my
but
God.
yeah, that was kind of neat. And he stayed and chit chatted. And usually it's like,
Aw.
can you meet me outside? I gotta go. And so, I
Aw.
mean, that's I guess that's the age, I don't know, but and his fiance has more rank than mom does anymore. But yeah, so that was really exciting. And yeah. And then I guess all of today kind of was because my neighbor collects antiques, and I had acquired um an antique thermos that's like all done in embroidery and stuff like that from like 51 or 52. And I was like,
Whoa.
hey, I don't have a need for this. And he's like, why'd you buy it? And I'm like, well, because it was one of those things that's there and somebody's gonna buy it, so why shouldn't it be me? But then I was invited to go and look at all of his amazing antiques. And I mean, that was really, really neat to spend that much time with somebody and get to know them on a different level. That was pretty exciting. So
Oh, that's wild.
yeah, yeah,
Um, one of the things that was magical about today was I got to meet the team that I'm probably going to be working with when I get my real estate license. And they had a gentleman come over to her house. She had dinner for everybody. There was like 7 people there, 8 people there. And he was teaching us how to take better photography for listings. And I know about photography, but he taught me things that I didn't know, like how to use your cell phone and, how to get a better shot and like just all geared towards real estate. So it was very nice. It was good. And I got a
that's awesome.
shirt that I work for that company now, and but I don't really work for them yet. And she had some door hangers that like were for Halloween that she wants to put a card on. And I said, I really do need to get some exercise, so I'd be really happy to take your door hangers and just there was
Yeah.
like maybe 50 or 100 of them. It's like not a big deal. I just bang it out.
Mm.
So, Julian, what about you?
What about me? I think reading for me, I mean, just in that moment that I got the goosebumps on this of many, the goosebumps on this podcast is the reading the Totem of the Spider because it mentioned the wish. And I can't wait to
Yes.
get our 8 people
Yeah.
together. I'm like, okay, I'm hearing you, I'm listening, I'm aware, and that's all. It just literally said the wish, and
It's good. That's
it's
gonna
neat.
happen. That's gonna happen for
It
sure.
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm not waiting for it. I'm
No,
excited to share it.
it's gonna happen
Yeah.
organically.
Yeah, it is.
Sure.
So that was kind of neat, just the way that was worded. The only other animal that I looked up when I just looked up a totem, it was a June bug. And this June bug, like was chasing me down a sidewalk. So if you can imagine being on a sidewalk and the hedges on both sides are like, 4 foot tall, right there. I'm not a tall person, so that I'm pretty much blocked. And at some point, this in June bugs, they're like just the dumbest bugs because they just they're huge, and then the way they fly is like they're drunk. And so it's coming at me, and I let go of Gillian's leash because he was gonna play the Shih Tzu game where he just puts his paws down and he's gonna stop. I'm like, I gotta get rid of this. I gotta get away from the bug. So I let go of Gillian's leash, and I'm still running down the sidewalk, and Gillian's nowhere to, somewhere else. And of course, that made me look up the totem of a June bug. Like, why did this thing come at me that way? And I just couldn't get away. And it was the most beautiful description that I've ever heard. And it was very specific, which I've never had. It said that you will have 3 magical things will happen in like a short time of like 3 months or something. So there was something I could count and look forward to. I do believe in the magic of threes. So that was really neat. So now I look it up to get me a present.
One day we could also do a
That's
workshop
pretty
where we
exciting.
go through numerology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I built an Excel spreadsheet so I could just type in a birthday and then it gives me someone's numerology.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's my mom helped this guy or worked with this guy, and he's got a program that's like just numerology.com, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's free, and you could just put your name and your birthday. It does the whole thing, and
Yep.
that was somebody that she actually worked with, you know.
That'd be
So
great.
kind of
Yeah.
cool, yeah. All righty. Okay, guys. It's been fun again.
Yeah.
Completely different. Every
Great.
day is completely different.
I love it.
I
Well,
just,
I love
All
I
right.
you.
think
Well,
it's incredible that there's that much to talk about.
we could
So,
go on, We
I
probably
know.
yeah,
could, but
If
we're
I didn't put a
yeah.
timestamp on this, we would do another 2 hours. So that's why I'm putting a timestamp on it and
yeah,
saying that an hour
yeah,
or
no,
two
we
is
have to.
enough. But once
Which
we
is
hit two
probably
hours,
really good because I still have a job. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And the time frame is working for you right now. It seems for right now, Suzanne, it seems.
Yeah,
Uh,
10
And
to
we
12 and yeah, I if I'm really good, it's 11, but
yeah.
if I'm
Yeah, I think we should
just
do
being
11.
me, it's probably 1. So, yeah, so
Yeah.
my bedtime is somewhere between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. And
Awesome.
in my perfect world, I'd probably be up till 2 or 3 and the world wouldn't start till 10 a.m. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
not
I love it.
that world is still I'm still en route. So
Rude.
On the maybe this coming week or like even tomorrow or whatever, I have a timer, and there's a way to put a timer on the Zoom too. So
Oh, I
that
have the
maybe you
timer on.
realize.
That's how I know what time it is. It's so I have it on my
Oh,
on the
you
top
have the one
bar.
where you can make the you
Hmm?
make the timer for everybody?
Oh, yeah, I don't have that one. I'm saying I watch the timer while we're doing this, so we just went over 2 hours right now.
Yeah,
Um,
no, but I'm saying that we could check in and just be like more mindful of the time so
yep,
that this way this can go longer and we don't get crazy, you know,
yeah, yeah.
because if it's
Well,
just an hour, who can't do an hour, you know?
right.
yeah.
And you're not,
Yeah.
like who
And if magic keeps happening every time we do this,
yeah,
you know?
maybe there's something there. I pulled up a timer. I guess I just have to show screen. It's already in your toolbar at the top. Huh, it's already part of
It's
Zoom.
not
I
on
don't
mine.
know there's a share button.
So
Not-
my friend has a place that you could put a timer. I think it's a fitness timer.
Yeah.
Maybe that everybody sees it.
Yeah.
All righty.
Thank you
Get
again.
your names ready,
Thank
girl.
you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. I'm going to copy this. Good night, everyone. I was just trying to save the file on Zoom, the chat. Bye.